Hey, NorCal, check this out. They've got an IPA. And the rosé cake at 24% THC. And in all my travels, this is the first time that both are available in one place, right? This is Pakalolo, where we spoke with Namwan. And here's going to be her interview. Alright, well now I have come to Pakalolo, is that how you would pronounce it?
Yeah, Pakalolo. It means cannabis in Hawaiian. I hope it's a good beginning for you too. I hope you enjoy Thailand and our language and our culture. And our weed, of course.
Yeah, so let's talk
The
about that.
best weed is at Pakalolo.
Nice.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. So, were you around in July of 2022 when the government said, okay, now go, you can now, were you here then, or were you?
I was kind of here. The minute that they legalized it, I was actually in Singapore a couple months for a job that I had to do there. But I was catching up with all the news that they were legalizing. So I remember the first 2 days after cannabis was legalized, one of the most famous seed banks in the UK, and I think Barcelona too, called Royal Clean Seeds, they opened their shop like 2 days after legalization.
Like July 10th or something?
Yeah, something like that. Like in 48 hours, they had everything set up. I was like, what?
I mean, with the regular glasses and
with everything.
Range of options, and you can buy as small as a gram and
LED logos
Come on.
already pre-made. I'm like,
wow.
all right, what is going on here? But also like, yes, this is awesome. This is what I've been wanting to see. And Thailand's a great place to grow weed too, with the weather.
Well, so that you have some time, right? There's nobody
I do,
here. If
yeah,
someone comes, we can stop. But I'm only
sure.
taking advantage when there's nobody around, so we can have real conversations about this stuff. So let's go. So suddenly there was foreign presence immediately, is what you're saying. And so how long before like local thing was already popping? You know, someone told me they were immediately having. Someone said they used to have street food. They were having street weed.
Yeah, they did. 100%. I mean, to be completely honest, weed has been around. Even if it's legal or not legal in Thailand, weed has been it was accessible for most people.
And people weren't afraid.
They were, a lot of older generations were. They still have that stigma, even till today. Like, even with my mom before, she was skeptical about it. But the more it legalized and she sees that it's more mainstream and everybody's smoking it more, and she learns more about what weed actually is, and it's not, I don't know,
well, booze is far worse for you, honestly.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, it's a fact. You don't have to think it. It's a fact.
Yeah, it is. 100%. 100%.
But anyway, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm probably closer to your mother's age. So I remember a Thailand when I'd be afraid to be here with any kind of marijuana.
Yeah.
So this is a very exciting
It is.
So then pretty quickly then, you could walk into places and pick up whatever you wanted. By autumn of 2022, it's starting.
Yeah.
Now there's tons of places, or just a few? Or
Now it's you see dispensaries every, 10 steps you take, I feel. You see it everywhere. It's so, actually the market has become super saturated with the marijuana that you get.
And predominantly flour, right? There are a few edibles, some gummies I saw and some brownies, but really nothing else, right?
No. But technically, edibles and gummies are not exactly legal here in Thailand yet, but it's overlooked, kind of like Amsterdam, where weed is not exactly legal, but the government just tolerate it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with
edibles. I just didn't know the differentiation. So edibles, they're specifically like that, because a child could get it, probably that's their fear,
Yeah.
And even also, in the US, this is a great fear, but packaging is important, and we don't allow children anywhere near
regulations.
Yeah. Do you think some of that's coming, maybe down the road?
I think it's coming for sure. With the new government, they were saying they want to shut all the whole marijuana legalization down, but it's too deeply rooted into everywhere physically. I don't think it's possible. So I think they'll just be forced to add more regulations
Well, we'll see. They may freeze it.
I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. I wish that.
I also hope not. You know, again, I'm here because I represent marijuana tourism in a way, right? I go to places where it's legal, and when I found out, I was like, wow. So I'm here to check it out. You know, I mean, and I would encourage the Thai government to keep it because we are a more discreet, quiet community. We spend a lot of money, and we like the idea of checking out a new place. You know, so for Bangkok to have decriminalized or you know unprohibited marijuana. As I think a valuable asset. I would make the argument it's a valuable asset.
Absolutely, and I don't understand why they want to criminalize it again because it's bringing in so much money to the country.
All around the world they're talking about this. This is many cultures are, again, older people. Some people are angry about it from that standpoint. Religious people. Some people are angry about it. All different people have different views. And so for the people who do smoke marijuana, like I do every day for many years, I like talking about it normally. We have to talk about it normally for it to become normal, right? So then you came to work for these. This is, you said they have several locations. This
Pakalolo. We have 8 locations right now, and we're trying to expand to have a total of 11 different locations. So right now, like the back end of our company is trying to rush and open all the other branches so that we can, you know, do our branding and do marketing. And
you're buying from all the same farms generally?
No, we have different farms, but mostly we stick to 4 or 5 farms.
And you were saying indoor?
Indoor grown, all indoor grown. The buds that we sell are only top shelf and exotics, so you'll never get mid grades here.
And online, it said it's a woman-run business. Does that mean just this location, or is the total?
The whole company. Our company is owned by a woman, a Thai woman. Yeah.
What is her name?
Air, like Air. Yeah. Her name is Air.
And so you've met her?
I've met her. Yeah. She's really young, really young. She's like I remember she's in her late 30s, but she looks like she's like 27.
Wow.
Oh my God.
We're Asians. No, we don't. You know,
Asians.
Nobody knows how old we are ever.
That's true. You're right. But yeah.
Well, I did. So I'm excited to hear that. In fact, it was one of the reasons why I wanted to stop, is because the idea of supporting women-run businesses is cool.
Sure.
You know. So,
she's really cool. Good vibe.
Nice. And so you've only been working behind the counter, you said, for just a few months.
Just for like a month and a half.
And now in this area, let me give you my impression, and you can make fun of it, please, or, or tease me, say, no, you're crazy, or whatever. But this seems to be a somewhat wealthy area where there's kind of a pocket Japanese neighborhood, which is very special. I've lived in Japan for 1 full year, and I took my child. It was an amazing time there.
Wow.
I admire them very much.
They're awesome.
And so the idea of this type of neighborhood that has kind of a Japanese culture also, I think, it gives it its effect. It's sort of a high-end.
It is. This is definitely a high-end neighborhood. It's mostly expats and foreigners who are here. So a lot of the areas are catered to people who are expats with Western income. So they have way more income than Thai people, more money for them to spend on meat, on food, on whatever they want to. So
they'll be more likely to be your clientele.
They are.
And are they mostly your clientele?
They are. We, like 99%, in my experience of working here for a month and a half, 99% of them are either expats or tourists. And I've only spoken, I feel like my Thai is progressively getting worse working here, but I like interacting with expats and foreigners too.
Well, it's super useful for someone like me who's so poor at Thai. I mean, it's, and for friends of mine who want to hear about them.
Or you don't even live here. How could you be good in Thai language?
No, I sat listening to the tapes. I have to practice. I have to learn. I have to spend time with Thai people. But right now, I'm just arriving and I'm trying to share with my friends what it's like. You know, so the impression that was given in the beginning was it was a free-for-all. You know, because they're going to be able to have beer, wine, and whiskey, and da-da-da, because, everywhere else they separate the two.
I heard in California.
So I just want to, even in Amsterdam, everywhere, okay, the marijuana has to be from a marijuana place, and the booze has to be from a booze place. The places cannot be together. But in the ending of prohibition here, you guys have done something new and unique, which is you're cool with booze being sold in the place. Now, just to talk about that, I'm in this place, and it has craft beer. I'm drinking an IPA right now, the Red Ale. So why don't we talk about the beer side of the business for just a second? Is that all right? So how's that? How did you guys find a bunch of? Was this Air's idea? Or was
it's Air's idea. Everything is her idea. She's the one who finds these craft beer companies and taste test them herself and bring them into our store. And we rotate a lot of our beers as well. We always bring new ones in. We had like, for Halloween, we had like a Dark Night and one called Sweet Home that's like Halloween themed beer. That is like really good.
Nice.
It was selling out really well. We're always rotating, but it's mostly from 3 companies that is our distributor for the beers.
So this is a craft beer made here in Thailand that I'm drinking.
Made here in Thailand.
And all of the material from it comes from here in Thailand. And also the kind of similar care you've taken with the weed, I'm guessing is put into where you buy the beer from. She knows everybody involved.
Yeah, she does, for sure. I'm not too sure about the beer because I'm not in that part of
And in town, are there places where you can just get whiskey and joints?
You can get it as long as you have the license to sell it.
Do you know a place like that where people just commonly go and they're like, I'll have a whiskey and I'll have a joint? Is that a place?
I don't know one because I don't really go out that
I
much.
forgot, right? We talked about that.
Yeah, I don't really go out that much.
I'm not asking for me, I'm curious about that idea because it's such a strange idea. So let's talk about that idea. For you, it's like, really? Wow, I just thought that would be normal. I mean, do you think Thai people are like, well, now that we think of marijuana as grouped with
with alcohol.
Yeah, recreational. Is that what you? It's a medicine, though. It's kind of like.
I would say it's just a recreational drug for people who want to buy. A lot of people, we have people coming in for medical stuff as well. They buy CBD oils or they buy a whole lot of weed in like the 10 grams per time and use it to make edibles at home to deal with chronic pain, dealing with anxiety and depression as well. But mostly, like I would say 90% come in for recreational use. And yeah, we just sell them like
It's really cool to have a beer and a joint.
Yeah,
I don't know if you understand how cool that is for me, but it's like a mind-boggling. I mean, it's not really because obviously we break the law all the time. I mean, we do it, but it's not allowed, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the bars where I go, they're friends of mine, so they'll let me have a joint in there in the back or something. But it's not like legal, you know? Technically, it has to be a close friend who's just going to allow you to get away with it.
I get it. I get that.
So it's kind of beautiful that you have this really nice brew pub here with a variety of rotating beers and a constant boutique level quality of marijuana.
100%.
So Pakalolo, every location you feel like is like this.
It
no
is.
matter what neighborhood it's in.
No, it's.
So tell me about, you were saying earlier, there's some that are more popular than others. Can you tell me which neighborhood is more like that?
So usually I'm stationed at the one across the street, Pakalolo Sukhumvit 24. That is our best-selling location. Bigger store, more beer, a little bit. We have like 2 or 3 variations that is a little bit different in each store, but mostly we try to keep the same strains. And we have bigger locations there, more places to sit. We have a smoking room there as well. A lot of foreigners.
So some locations have a lounge.
Yeah.
Other locations you have to sit outside. Or other places maybe you just pick it up. You have to go. Or every
most
location
locations have a place for you to smoke. I think all of our Pakalolo locations have a place for you to smoke. Either it's indoor or outdoor, but it's within our store.
Yeah.
Some locations are tiny, but you can do like some bong hits there as well.
Sure. Right.
Like we have a bong here that you can use as well.
Sure. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I saw that. Everybody's, you guys are starting to get equipment in. That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So we sell bongs, we sell edibles, we sell flowers here and beers. So kind of cover all the grounds for anyone who wants to come in and enjoy, have a good time.
Nice.
With no restrictions.
I feel like I've made you talk for a while, so I really appreciate you doing it.
Of course, I'm happy to.
And we'll stop there, shall we? That's been 15 minutes. I really appreciate it. That's a long time. Thanks so much. Which will be cut with some images of something. Hopefully I can get some stills in here. A woman-run business.